All right, welcome back. We're doing World's Predictions. I'm going to get right into it. Although, actually, I'm first going to show off this hat that I got. I wore the hat last time, but now it's a little more valuable. So, all right, that's my intro. Super sweet. I'm missing 5 signatures on here. Ironically, I'm missing the entire original SSG roster. Not, original, but Sathu, AXB, and Civical. Anyways, so if I ever show you guys, I better have this on me, and if I don't, I'm gonna be a little sad. Anyways, let's get into the actual content of what we're trying to do here. We're doing predictions for Worlds. The draft was earlier today. It went just about as I expected, to be honest with you. Nothing really surprised me, and I think I probably would have picked every single team in that scenario as well. Looking at this, these logos are really cool. Shout out Adam on Twitter. It's this guy. He's amazing. This is just the tweet for this because I had to click on it, but he's phenomenal at making these, and these logos are absolutely beautiful. And obviously, I've been using his spreadsheets in my videos for a very long time. Appreciate it. And yeah, these logos just look so cool. Like, I wish there was a way to get a pin or something of each of these because they're really cool. Anyways, there's this Pick'ems challenge thing, which I've seen a lot of people do. I'm not really sure. Pick'ems challenge: get 5 out of correct for the wild card stage, get 5 out of correct for the group stage, 2 out of 4 semifinalists. All right. Okay, we'll do it. Advancing 3-0. I'll be boring. I'll pick complexity. I think they are. Maybe I'll pick moist. I'm pretty confident in moist getting out 3-0 actually, more so than complexity. I know complexity is good, but I'll get the edge to moist. Going out 0-3. Sorry, Valiant. Formerly French class, but now actually it's organization. Remaining teams that'll qualify. I might have a spicy take here, but we're going to go for it. Space Station. This is not in this order. We'll go over it later. And maybe I should actually do this first. But we'll see if it actually works. I'll go through the teams I expect to see out of here. Power is surprising to many people, I assume. I know Secret and Crew. I know South America. I've been really high in South America forever, and they didn't really deliver at Boston. But I'll give Crew the strength of schedule argument because I think they did have a really hard strength of schedule. But these are the 7 other teams I expect to see make it out. You may notice there's no other European teams in here, and I think everyone will be coping the entire time and say Oxygen and G1 didn't make it out. EU are finished in a half joking manner, and then E is going to wipe the floor with the tournament. In terms of the group stage, advancing 2-0, I do trust. Do I trust Vitality? I trust Carmine Core. They've been here before, so I'll pick Carmine, and then eliminated 0-2. I'll pick it's difficult. Everyone's picking ninjas in pajamas. I'll pick. Ooh, I really think that Crew are gonna get out. I trust Crew to get out of the wild card, probably the most. So I'll pick them. Remaining teams that will qualify. Let's see. In terms of the top 8, I'll get Liquid, BDS, obviously, Carmine Core, Vitality. I gotta find Vitality. There they are. Genji, and this might not actually happen in the predictions, but we'll go through that in a second. I don't have Moist. I don't think I don't trust Moist, honestly. I'll trust Ninjas, actually. Ironically enough, I think Ninjas could. Complexity, or no, I'm not going to trust Ninjas anymore. Because I should trust Falcons, and I should trust RuleOne. So there are my top 8 teams. I'm not being biased, unfortunately, today. It kind of bit me in the butt a little bit, and it hurts just a tad bit. I do think we're going to do pretty well, and I think I'd be happy with top 12. Of course, I want more, but I'd be still really happy with top 12, especially considering the roster of Daniel Arsenal Reynolds was probably considered better than this roster would ever be. Granted, this roster was considered to do absolutely nothing. So I do like the odds here, the AI odds. They're really going to help. I'm giving this a 4-1 or a 4-0. I don't trust Valiant to do anything here at all. And I'm going to try to go through these quickly because it's already been 5 minutes and I've only done one prediction. So This is another 4-0. These are all best of 7s, which I'm also excited about. 4-0. Cash was bad mouthing Gladiators on here, or on the First Touch podcast, and it was so funny to see. This one we were talking on Reddit, and I think the general consensus was that Pioneers and Twisted Minds, we're going to know by the end of game 1 who's going to win this series. And I think this time, I'll make it a little closer than that, but I'll give it a 4-2 in favor of Twisted Minds. It's the revenge tour. So, Crew in G1. Why are the odds so stacked towards G1? I absolutely disagree with that. I'll give it 4-2 to Crew. No, I'll give it 4-3. Because we saw this at the Fall Major. This was the upset that Crew pulled to get out of groups, and they beat Team Secret. This one, we're giving an 81% chance to win this. I do like that. I'll give it a 4-2 just because that's familiar. If we remember, Space Station last year was a 4-2 against the club. So very similar opening round here. Power and Oxygen. Now, Oxygen is a point in contention. They were talking on the First Touch podcast earlier today, and they were saying Hogan mode was not... Roldes was trying to argue that Hogan mode was not better than Oxygen. And honestly, if Hogan mode makes the Spring Cup, they're probably in the Major over Moist. So I think that's cap. I think Hogan mode was actually good, and the one thing that I've been sitting on and thinking about for a while is that Dignitas almost missed the Winter Cup. If they had, they wouldn't have made the Major. Like, that was instrumental. Even though they got top 12, it was instrumental in them making the Major. That's what, similar to Hogan mode, except Hogan mode couldn't get it done in the closed qualifier, and they missed out. That being said, we're going to give this 4-3. And maybe that's hot, but maybe I just don't trust in Oxygen as much as I trust in Power. I'll give Elevate a game in a best of 5, but it's going to go to Falcons overall. Complexity are going to cave Power in. I'm sorry, it's just going to happen. 4-1. This feels like a G2 get upset by Crew angle. Like, I could absolutely see if this matchup happens, I'd pick Crew in predictions 100 times out of 100. Moist Twisted Minds. This one's interesting. I'll go 4-2. Predict another 4-2, Matthew. Why don't you? I'll go 4-2 in favor of Moist. I do trust this team to go. I did say 3-0, and I know Twisted Minds is probably going to get slept on, including by me. But I do think they are the weakest out of the 3, and that might be a shocker because they did perform better than Falcons in the Spring Split. But I think the difference between the Spring Split and the World Championship are wildly different. This one, I'm surprised the odds are in our favor here. I really am, and people are high on MENA, and I might get hate for this. But last time I predicted Falcons. Oh no, thinking about it now, I predicted Falcons SSG wrong every single time. And that's why I switched it. But in Worlds, it was a Spring Major last year. I predicted SSG over Falcons. I got so many comments on that video saying you're absolutely foolish, and it ended up being a 4-3, and Space Station almost reverse swept. And then at the Fall Major this year, I predicted Falcons and Space Station won. And so now I'm going to predict Falcons. And hopefully it'll work better than the time I did that with Carmine Core in the Spring Split. No, I don't want to talk about it still. 4-0. G1. Maybe that's a hot take. But I'm giving Gladiators 2 games here. Because, I mean, they were trying out with Dying. They were already ready to bench Oli. Oli had no idea they were able to make it to Worlds. And I do kind of feel bad for Tox, who was like following the entire thing, being like, that could have been us. Meanwhile, G1 don't even know they have a chance to qualify. So it does kind of feel bad for the PSG Tundra guys. How's this 57-43? Man, this is a 4-0. And I'm only putting 4-0 now that I see the odds are so close. But Secret should absolutely be more favored than that. And also, Adam, if you do end up watching this, like, I'm not roasting you when I try to roast the AI. I hope that comes across well. I know you probably made the AI. It also is just funny to see these things because I also know that my pinned tweet. I'm pulling up my profile. Follow me on Twitter. Yay! My pinned tweet is basically calling back to this, but I just thought it was so funny. There was a 0.3% chance, and then it ended up happening. I am curious as to how this AI works, and I know that my AI would be 20,000 times worse. Oh, but this is perfect. We get G2 versus G1. I got to really speed up. Otherwise, this could be a 30-minute video. Complexity Crew. Oh, it's kind of a South American battle. I'll give this to Complexity. 4-2. Moist Falcons would be entertaining, and it's going to go to 7, but it's going to be Moist. And I will have them going through, like I have predicted. G2 versus G1. And now I don't have either of these teams making it out, but one of them is guaranteed to be in the 2-1 position. Space Station Pioneers rematch, cool. This is going to be 4-2 in favor of G2. It'll be fun. I think G2 took this in San Diego as well. And I think they're going to do it again because G1 is falling apart. And I'm going to keep pounding on that idea because that's what I think is going to really hurt them getting through this Swiss stage. 4-1 in favor of Space Station. I think that's what it was last year. But it's definitely one-sided SSG. And this time we're not eliminating them. So yay. But it's also like only 3 of those players are returning. Anyways, Twisted Minds Oxygen. 2 more teams that I don't have making it through. This is going to be interesting. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. I'm guessing I'm going to get to this round, and I'm going to have to choose. Anyways, this one I will have going to Oxygen, but it'll be really close. And I think this is going to be one of the most exciting series because everyone knows this is probably to make it through, even though I predict neither of them to get through, and we'll see how that works. 50-50 odds in between Power and Secret is kind of bold. And I'm going to give it 4-3 in favor of Power, which might be a hot take, and I know it's against my normal South American narrative, but I guess I trust Power. I don't know where that came from. Gaiman and Valiant, this is different than last year because it was the 1 seed against the 2 seed. So we had like Pirates versus Bravado, or Pirates versus Gladiators last year, and Pirates won. And then we had Bravado versus Senbai, who was Tokyo Verde. And so it was a little like the 1 seeds both won. I think this time we're going to see a 4-2. I'll give Valiant 2 games. And then Elevate is actually, this is going to be a really close series, and it's going to be super exciting, but I'll give it a 4-3 in favor of Elevate. Limitless feels bad. They got 3 losses at the World Championship. They've only had 3 losses all season, which is kind of a bummer. We got Falcons Power, though. We got some matchups up here. Okay. Falcons Power would be kind of one-sided in my opinion. I'll give them 2 games because I do respect the fact that Power did kind of take its crew early, even if crew did reverse sweep it by the end. Oxygen should not be favored in this matchup, in my opinion. Not 4-2, or not 4-1, but definitely 4-2. G2's favored in this, and I don't know how I feel about that. I'm very curious as to why that is, but I'll give this a 4-2 in favor of Space Station. I do think they're better in recent form. I do think G2 has the potential to make it out of this. Actually, I have G2 making it out of this wild card, don't I? But for my own sanity, Space Station's going 3-1 through this wild card. Please make it happen. I don't want to deal with round 5. Elevate favored over Pioneers. You know what? I'll go for it. I actually will. I'll have Elevate pull off an upset against Pioneers. It'll be the first time they beat a team outside of SSA. They won't make it through the Swiss by the end of it, but they will pull off that upset. G1 Twisted Minds, Secret and Gaming Gladiators. This is going to be absolute smackdown, and Secret's going to have a lot of momentum heading into this last round. But G1 Twisted Minds, I'm calling the upset here as well. It's gonna be a Game 6 choke by G1. So, and then our last round, G2 against Elevate. It's gonna be 4-0. Secret Oxygen. I can actually pull it. I can pull it off. I can get all the teams I predicted through. Nice. I'll give this a 4-3 in a very exciting match. And then Power going to take down Twisted Minds 4-2. And so those are the teams I'm making it through. These are the seedings. Space Station is a 3-1 team. Yay, let's go. And so these are the wildcard results. Good stuff. Let's go to the groups. Atomcore Power is our first matchup, and it's going to be a smackdown. It's going to be a 4-0. Will not be close. And then BDS Moist is a very exciting first round matchup. I don't think we saw this at the major. We would have if Moist had beaten Armchair, which was a tall task. But this is the Rise versus Joyo. And unfortunately for Joyo, I do have to go with BDS because we are all looking forward to this matchup. Let's be honest. Liquid Crew. I want to call for the upset here. I really do. I can't. I'll call for the upset later. Why am I going to call for the upset later? 4-2. Listen, I don't trust Liquid all that much. And maybe that's a hot take, and I know it's going against Europe, but I mean, Europe is the big 3 at the top. Liquid lost to Genji. It was a close series, but they still lost. I mean, it was a close series between SSG and Gen G. I think if you ask most people, they would immediately say that Space Station, or Liquid would clear Space Station. But I'm gonna go against that. I will have Space Station being NIP 4-2, and I give the 2 out of respect to Ninjas and Pajamas. I think they're a better team than most people think. This is exciting. I like that. I'll go ahead and start over here. Genji versus Secret. This is about as good as a pull Genji could have made. I'll give Secret one game, but they're going to kind of stomp. RuleOne Complexity. We saw this at Boston, and it was 2-1s across the board, except Complexity took 1. I'm going to make it a lot more exciting, but RuleOne's going to squeeze it out yet again. Vitality G2 is not going to be close. I actually won't even give G2 a game. I'm being a little cowardly by not predicting sweeps, so I'm going to call for it. Falcons FaZe. Now, we saw this at the World Championship last year, actually, and it was really interesting. This was when Sypical actually busted out the Ectomobile, or whatever it's called from Ghostbusters. I don't know. I haven't really seen the movie. And they dominated a 4-0 sweep after Falcons did really well at the Spring Major. Well, Falcons didn't do really well at the Spring Major because they weren't there this time, and FaZe also wasn't there. And I'll make it a little closer this time, but I will give the nod to Falcons as, return to form. I'll start with the lower quarterfinals down here. Or actually, I should start up here because I think this is the order it's going to go in. We're going to see these matchups on Thursday, I believe it would be, because this would be like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all of playoffs, if it's going to be anything like last year. That way we get all 16 of the main event teams in front of a crowd. I think that's how it's going to go. So I'll predict these first. Carmine, BDS. BDS is slightly favored. I'm going to give it to Carmine this time. It's going to have to go 7, of course. Like, this is going 7 already. But I'll give the edge to Carmine Core, and they will qualify, getting revenge for their loss in Boston. Liquid SSG. Yeah, it'll go 7 as well. And I know I'm biased. Look, I know I'm biased, okay? But let's be real. Y'all knew this, right? I think I'm going to be doing prediction videos for Space Station, the entire World Championship run as well. So if this does happen, y'all can come beam on my reaction. But I do think I think we have the pieces more than Liquid do, and I think our team cohesion might be a bit too much to break down. Liquid's had rumors flying around them. They obviously beat Optic, but they almost got reverse swept by them. It's a lot closer than people are giving it credit for, and I'm going to give it to SSG in this one, because I want to be happy. Look, is that too much to ask? Is it too much to ask, guys? All right, RuleOne Genji, and a lot of people are saying RuleOne are favored in this. I think Genji is. And a lot of the rankings, there was the contention in between 2 and 3 on the first touch ranking because they had BDS, or they had Carmine Core over BDS, which I didn't think was the case, even though I have predicted Carmine Core. But they also had RuleOne over Genji, and I think Genji is just slightly favored. I will make it go 7 for a really entertaining match, but I'll give it to Genji. Vitality Falcons, this should not be this imbalanced. I feel like that's a little disrespectful. I will give the nod to Vitality 4-2. But I feel like Falcons should have more than a 9% chance to win. Now, in front of a crowd, Power versus Moist. I am sorry, Power, but it's a 4-2 angle. And then Ninjas in Pajamas versus Crew. I'll give it to Ninjas in Pajamas, even though Crew actually pulled off the only online bracket reset 2 series in a row victory. Limitless with a little bit of a caveat there. But even though Crew is the only team to pull that off, and they did beat Ninjas in Pajamas in the process, I'm going to give the nod to Ninjas in Pajamas. I do like this team. I think on LAN they already beat Fury on LAN, and granted, I do think Fury were kind of fraudulent all season. Sorry, but I'll give the nod to Ninjas here. And I had my pick'ems say Crew out here. So Liquid Moist. Yeah, I know exactly where I'm going with this. I'm trusting in the cannon. And it might be bold for me to not have Liquid top 8. A lot of people probably have Liquid top 8. But I just think it falls apart here. I think they've been trending down this split, and I unfortunately don't think they're going to trend upwards. So I'll pick Moist into the top 8. And then BDS, of course, will make the playoffs to defend their title. I'll give Ninja Pajamas 1 game. Mata's going to have an amazing shot again. And then promptly move to North America. Complexity Secret. South American, but not exactly South American matchup. It is going to go to Complexity. I'll give it 4-2 out of respect for Secret, but they're going to go out here. FaZe versus G2 is entertaining, man. That's a good matchup. Do I actually be bold? Do I predict G2 here? I'm genuinely considering it. Like, FaZe have not looked good in this spring split. It really depends on what phase we see. It depends on if I haven't even watched enough phase to say this for sure, but it depends on how well they're playing as a team. No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Game 7 choke. Unfortunately for phase, they're gonna go out 0-2, and that's a hell of a bold prediction. I think. I recognize that, but we're going with it. And then y'all can't really see, unfortunately, that G2 is advanced here, but you can trust me. I mean, they advanced from here. I'm blocking the screen a little bit. I recognize this. Complexity Falcons. Yeah, I predicted it. Falcons top 8 over Complexity. Which actually means I'm kind of screwing myself over. Because one of the teams that I didn't predict to make it through, Space Station, made it through. Shocker, Matthew. Shocker. What did I pick for Pick'em? Did I have Liquid going through? I did. And then I had Complexity going through. Who else did I put through that I shouldn't have? Moist. Screw it. I don't care. RuleOne will beat G2, though. It'll be a close one, and G2 will look decent, but, I mean, they've had a mediocre season, and unfortunately, they're not going to be enough. But both MENA teams are going to qualify from this lower bracket, which will be kind of exciting. All right, now we're talking playoffs. Guys, there's no way it's Space Station Falcons again. I'm going to be 100% honest. Oh, right, I put us going 2-0. Hey, that was my first mistake. Why did I put us going 2-0? Core RuleOne is actually a freaking hype first round matchup. No. Why is that coming to mind? It's Furia all over again, guys. I feel so bad predicting this, but I just see it. I can see it happening. It's like Furia last year with Vatira, and it's Vatira, tournament favorites again. They'll probably be looking the best. It's like Core is going to win it all, and it's RuleOne making top 4 for the first time at the World Championship for MENA. Dude, why are these predictions getting so scuffed? I didn't mean to be this favoritism. I'm predicting Falcons here, guys. I have to predict Falcons here. Okay, I'll go. Oh, no, that's disrespectful. Why are the odds 62-38 in favor of us here, but it's not 62-38 here? Slightly different. Man, whatever. Maybe it's taking into account other games. I don't know how it works. Would this be? Is this too much? No, you know what? I did pick Falcons earlier, right? Because it's hard to beat a team twice on a tournament. It is hard to beat a team twice on a tournament. Guys, I wasn't gonna do this. I'm gonna get so much hate for this. You know what? Bring it on. I need the interactions anyways. I will predict RuleOne in this matchup. I promise you. It's just the Furia effect. Like I'm telling you, if that were to happen, I'd pick RuleOne. This I'll give Gen G 2 games here, but it'll be BDS, and I hate that. I hate that. I'm only setting myself up for disappointment. If my team's watching this, I apologize. I have so much faith, but also so little. It's gonna be 4-1. Vitality will smack down BDS again, and then this is getting ridiculous. I'll have it go 7 just because we have an entertaining final. But like, if this bracket were to happen, Core has to win that first round. They just have to. Because otherwise you're getting Space Station or Falcons in the, you're getting them in the semifinals or RuleOne in the finals. And those aren't finals favorites. So if this bracket were to happen, absolute scenes. That being said, it's been like 25 minutes. I have to go find the area where I have to cut it because I got the phone call. What the heck? Why do y'all still watch these? I'm gonna be honest. I am on something. Okay, I'm doing another video later. It'll be breaking down how each world team's got here. So look out for that. I'll be doing reaction videos to some of the world's games. So be on the lookout for that as well. Thanks for watching. I appreciate those of you who are still here for some reason putting up with me because my goodness, I'm on something ridiculous right now. See you after Worlds when I'm inevitably disappointed. I trust them. I do.